What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Cavill with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy Ruiz Jr., okay? And as we are looking for answers, okay, for Andy's right hand, you know, the hand that he broke in the Jarrell Miller's fight, you know, more than likely he landed it on the head of Miller, punched him wrong. It happens. He did have a nasty break. Okay, you could see by the knot in his right hand that it was nasty. The last post was on December 24th. And he was in a picture with his brothers, you know, and it says, of course, I know that one guy definitely looks like his brother. I thought it was Andy that just got bigger, but that's his brother to the left. And of course, Andy's on the other side opposite. And then that might have been his older brother in the middle, okay? Now, one thing we haven't heard is his hand, but as we can see that his right hand is not in a cast, it's, you know, so whatever rehabilitation that he's done to it has been done, okay? So that's a good thing. Now, when will he come back to the sport? That beats me based on the fact that, you know, we haven't heard anything from him. You know, he had that, and then he also had David Benavidez, you know, promoting that fight with David versus David, you know, Morrell versus Benavidez. But other than that, this is the last post concerning him that we can bank on. So I don't have anything else about Andy as of right now. You know, let me check his, okay, boxing shoes, YouTube. Let's check his YouTube real quick. Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, there's nothing else that I've seen for 5 months. The Return to Glory episode 1. I mean, Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Big Baby Miller. Okay, so that's pretty much all that we've seen from Andy. Okay, so to put on our investigative antennas, you know, he's done what he's done. The cast is off. Me counterpunching that, I'm glad that he's better. I'm glad that he, you know, it appears that his arm's better, but we haven't seen him in any gym. We haven't seen any of the progress, any of the steps of the healing process that he's taken, which I think it's lame. I think that's poor, because that's what social media is about. If you are an athlete, you're the first Mexican American that won the heavyweight champion, and you know what I mean? You're leaving so much out to the public. Well, no wonder no one knows what's going on. And then when you plan to come back, it's so far few in between. That's pretty much his only defeat. But I mean, that's the defeat that could only get you or keep you out of the game. Because remember, Andy Ruiz hasn't lost a fight since 2019, but he's only fought 3 times since 2019. So, yeah, I mean, your inactivity can be your greatest defeat if you're not going in and doing what you're supposed to do, you know. And even if that's the case, I remember before, at least Andy used to show us clips here and there. So hopefully we'll get some of that in the future. But I mean, you know, that's all we had to go on, looking at footage of Andy, you know, in this social media world, you know what I mean? And it lets you know that, you know, he's private, which is nothing wrong with that. But like, don't leave us in the dark, Andy, you know, because it's like so many people ask about Andy. When I go live, people ask, hey, what's the update on Andy Ruiz, the Destroyer, Mr. Snickers, all of that? What's going on with him? And then, you know, and I'm like, gee, I don't know. And I follow him on everything. But it just lets you know that Andy has just been laying back, you know, has been, you know, living it up. But what this tells me is, though, whatever he made from Turkey Al-Sheikh in that last fight, he's doing exactly what he did from that DAZN money he got in the AJ fight. Because remember, after the second AJ fight, he lost, sure, but then you didn't hear from him for the longest. Sure, he had the beef and the squabble and the back and forth social media stuff with Dillian White when he turned down $4 million. But other than that, you didn't hear from him for a very long time. He totally ducked Luis Ortiz in 2020. Okay. And then the next year he fought Chris Arreola and got dropped. So nonetheless, like Andy Ruiz's career is going down in shambles. And the weird thing is the inactivity, Father Time doesn't care about your inactivity. He doesn't care. It does not care about any of that. So if you don't have it no more due to the fact that you're not even using it, you're going to lose it. You see what I mean? So Andy not having or not being active, he's not even showing us his progress. He didn't show us anything that concerned his cast, his procedure, his surgery, his operations, his recovery, his rehabilitation. He hasn't showed us anything like that. And it just shows you how poor the promotion is on his end. And I think what Andy needs to do, because I take Andy now, seeing what his ex tried to do to him, which was super shitty. Andy's just a regular, average, everyday South Californian from Mexican descent. You know what I'm saying? He's just a guy that lives his life that happens to box because he didn't want to pick fruit. He told his dad, I'm not doing that shit, but I will punch somebody's head in. I will give somebody the business with these. Well, I think the moral of the story with Andy, the story that I'm reading, the story that he's writing is, as soon as he gets a paycheck, his ass is out of the door. He's out the window. He's gone. You ain't going to find Andy. And it just lets you know what motivates Andy, and that's money. So not publicity, not the fans, not all any other shit. No, it's money. But you guys tell me what you think of this update concerning Andy Ruiz, his last post, which was a couple weeks ago. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.